Hi there, this is Amar, and I hope you're okay. And today, what we're going to do is we're going to continue reading the chapter Forms of Happiness. And the last video, I think I explained about holiday happiness. So, largely, just to recap on what we have said on forms of happiness so far, there are two primary there are two primary types of happiness. The first, which is the most important type of happiness, is routine happiness. Routine happiness is being happy in your routine. When you're doing stuff which makes you happy in your routine, you spending time with people you like, you admire at your home, you spending time with people you admire at your work, you're growing personally, professionally, and there is joy in your routine. That is what is routine happiness. The second important kind of happiness is holiday happiness, which is basically the happiness when your routine is disrupted and you're on a holiday. It includes the weekends, it includes your travel, it includes when you're not in your everyday routine, right? These are the two primary kinds of or forms of happiness. And it covers your entire life. So largely when I say routine happiness, I'm largely talking about your 5 or 6 whatever working days of the week. And when I'm talking about holiday happiness, I'm talking about your weekends, and I'm also talking about your holidays, right? When you travel and you go somewhere and you're not in your everyday routine. So that covers your entire life. The important thing to understand is every other type of happiness, the rest of the types of happiness that I'll speak about in this video, they are part of either routine happiness or holiday happiness, because those two kinds of happiness cover your entire life. What you really need to do is the most important thing about understanding forms of happiness is to fix your routine, because once you fix your routine, everything else will be sorted. Cool. So let's look at the other forms of happiness. 5.3 is noisy happiness. So what I mean by noisy happiness is when people like to party. We like to meet people socially. We like to talk. We like to listen. We like to enjoy conversations. We like stuff where people are around. Noise. We like noise. So noisy happiness. I remember one of our professors in the B school, when we went to said at the commencement of a party, he said, make so much noise that you bring the place down. I remember him saying that, and I can still visualize him saying that. He said, make so much noise that you bring the place down. Now, you may not be a noisy kind of person, it doesn't matter. If you're not a noisy kind of person, it doesn't matter, because everybody doesn't like noise, right? Some people like noise, some people like calm. You may not be the kind of person who likes noise. The kind of happiness for people who like to be out and party and dance. So they like music, they like loud music, they like loud conversations. So this kind of happiness doesn't appeal to everyone, but it is a form of happiness. It is something that we crave for, especially this year, which is a year of the coronavirus. We haven't had a lot of noisy happiness, because all of us have been confined at our homes, and in fact, in the society where I live in, I hardly hear anybody even playing music. It's been so quiet. So it's for people who like noise. They're extroverts and they like to mingle with people. You need to understand who you are and see if this kind of happiness is your type. If it is, add it in your holidays and your routine. Find people who will share this with you, who will shout with you, who will make noise with you. Be the heart of the party and paint the word red. If that's something that appeals to you, right? Cool. The other kind of happiness, which is the opposite of noisy happiness, is quiet happiness. Quiet. Do you like to spend time holding the hand of a partner with your feet in the water? Ever done that? Do you like to take a solo walk in the lap of nature? Are you that kind of person? If you are, then you enjoy quiet happiness. If it doesn't need noise or validation. I think we live in a world where quiet happiness is missing. It's the world of social media, and everyone is making a lot of noise. If you're happy, you need to show to the world that you're happy. There's a lot of pressure on the younger lot. They need to be active on social media, and if they are active, if they aren't active, they lose out. I want you to understand that there is no need to be noisy if you find the noise jarring and disturbing. You don't have to do it just because other people are doing it. So, in case you don't like noise, don't do it. Just don't do it. You don't have to do stuff you don't like. Don't do it. I want you to understand that there is no need to be noisy if you find the noise jarring and disturbing. Do not become a part of the noise. Do things which bring you quiet joy that you yearn for. Do not care about the party that your friends are going to if you do not like being a part of it. Find people with whom you can be quiet and who allow you to be you. Right? So that's quiet happiness. So noisy happiness, quiet happiness. Then we have solo happiness. So this is I can't overemphasize the importance of solo happiness. Although I got a very small section over here in the book, but solo happiness is when you are with yourself. Are you happy when you are with yourself? Are you happy when you are with yourself? Because if you're not happy when you are with yourself, then you are in terrible company. If you are in terrible company while you are with yourself, how do you expect people to be happy with you when they are with you, right? So you need to be happy with the person you are with when you're alone, right? That's you. So solo happiness is when you choose solitude. So there's a difference between solitude and loneliness. Solitude is when you choose to be by yourself. You choose. It's your choice. You have the choice of company, but you choose to be by yourself. That's solitude. Loneliness is when you want company and you don't have it. When you want company and you don't have it, that's loneliness. You don't want to be lonely, but you need solitude. All of us have a need for solitude. At a point in your day or a point in your year, make some time to be with yourself. When we are alone with ourselves, we'll have thoughts and insights which we won't have when we have company. When we have company, their thoughts, opinions cloud what we believe. And we aren't able to really know how we feel. If we are to truly know how we feel, then work on improving it. We need time only with ourselves. So in case you don't make time for yourself, that is the gist of this section. That you need to make time to be with only yourself, because that is time that's really important, because that's where you process the rest of life. That's where you process what's happening and what should be happening. In fact, before I started dating the person who's my wife, I traveled solo for about 2 years, and I traveled across the country and been to Goa, I've been to Kerala, I've been to Srinagar, and a few other places, Pondicherry, all by myself. So you gotta make time, and that's one of the reasons I just like thinking. I just like to be with myself, and I give myself the space to be with myself on every day, right? So the opposite of solo happiness is shared happiness, right? Which is what most people like to enjoy most of the time. In fact, people who like solo happiness are rare. There are not a lot of people who like to be by themselves. There are people who like to have company just for the heck of having company, and I don't think it's a good idea, because that makes them really insecure. People who can't spend time with themselves are insecure. Shared happiness. They say happiness grows and pain alleviates when shared. Man is not an island, and we can't live by ourselves. If we are to experience and enjoy life, we need people who are there to share our journey with us. We need friends, partners, coaches, guides, and a lot of people who fill different vacuums in our lives. It's beautifully written, no? Let's read this again. We need friends, partners, coaches, guides, and a lot of people who fill different vacuums in our lives. So our life is a vacuum, and we need to fill this vacuum. Wow. Our life is a vacuum, and we need to fill this vacuum with things. We need to fill this vacuum with activities. We need to fill this vacuum with people. Fill the vacuum of life only with things and people that make you happy. If you start life on a blank slate, fill the vacuum of your life with only things and people that make you happy. Don't push in anything that doesn't make you happy, or anyone that doesn't make you happy. Nature abhors the vacuum, and so do our lives. So those are the forms of happiness. I'll summarize this in a minute. Whoever you are and wherever you live in this world, your happiness lies in your routines and your holidays. Okay, so all the other forms of happiness, noisy happiness, quiet happiness, solo happiness, shared happiness, they're all a part of either your routine or your holidays. So you need to fix your routine, because that'll fix everything. Fix it up with noise, quiet, people, solitude, but fill it up the way you like. Don't fill it up the way other people want you to do it, because that is a problem with the world. That is a reason why the world is not a happy place, because people are filling their lives with things that people ask them to do it. They don't think for themselves and fill things with things and people you like. Fill your vacuum with things that make you happy. Your days must be a reflection of who you are. Alright, so that's the chapter summary. Happiness comes in different forms, and we need to choose the kind of happiness we want to pursue. The two key forms are routine and holiday happiness. The other forms of happiness are noisy happiness, quiet happiness, solo happiness, shared happiness. Routine happiness is the form of happiness this book recommends. It asks you to design your life in a way that you feel happy in your everyday routine. Holiday happiness is the opposite of routine happiness. It's the rest of the life besides routine. The sub-segments of routine and holiday happiness are noisy happiness, quiet happiness, solo happiness, and shared happiness. This is not an exhaustive definition, and you can add any other forms of happiness you experience. But I wonder what they are. Do let me know in case you find other forms of happiness which are not a part of what I've said so far. However, if you are to be consistently and frequently happy, put happiness as a routine agenda in your life. Alright, that'll be the end of this chapter. I think this is a beautiful chapter and I enjoyed making this video. So in next video, which hopefully I'll do tomorrow, it's a beautiful chapter. It's the 6th chapter of this book. It's called Put Some Love Into Your Life, then Put Some More. Wow, it's lovely. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and do let me know in case I can help you in any way. My job over here while I live is to try and make the world an inspired and happy place. That's my job. That's what I'm trying to do, and that's the reason I'm making these videos. So in case I can help you, in case you can talk to me and I can help you in any way, do comment in. If I can, I will help. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.